Good morning and welcome to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. My name is Greg Benson.
Lettuce.
That's right, Craig, and this is, as you just said, this is episode 114, I believe, 114. Man, that's been a lot of episodes. Craig, how are you today? You doing all right? Apparently, Craig is running a little bit late for this episode, so just thought I'd go ahead and get started. I mean, why bother waiting for your co-host when you can get it going, folks? You ever want to just get it going? You guys ever want to get it? It's like, I got it going. You ever say that? I got it going. Well, now we got it going, guys. Here we are. Oh, wait a minute. I think Craig's here. Hang on a second. I'm going to go ahead and admit him. Here we go. This is very exciting. I love that he's finally joining us. Guys, this is great. I want to say this has really been one of the best episodes we've ever done. And I want to thank all of you for hanging with me as we've done a truly great episode. But now, unfortunately, Craig is here, so we're going to have to bring him into the mix.
Unfortunately?
Craig, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm on my second cup of coffee, but why is it unfortunate that
I'm just saying the episode was going really, really well, and now that you're being brought into the mix, I don't want to get it all messed up or anything. I mean, we were kind of we'd hit a groove. You know what I mean? We'd hit a groove, and there was a lot of really funny back and forth between me and the listeners.
Wait, what were the listeners saying?
I don't really know, but whatever they were saying, it was a really good back and forth. I mean, we hit that groove. You know, when you hit that groove and everything's just working, and you're like, man, this is a great episode.
I get I get what you're saying.
And now you've joined, and I feel like now all it is us just talking about how it was going so well. And now it's not.
Well, that's really what you're talking about an awful lot.
Well, I mean, but you seem to be responding to it, which is really just elongating this whole section, when really I'd just like to move forward.
Well, I'm curious to know what was so good about it before, and also I can just leave if you want to keep going.
You know what? I feel like it would, look. Even though I would prefer if you would leave, it would be rude for me to ask you. So I'm not going to ask you, and I don't want you to leave, as far as you know. Listen, you're going to have to listen to the first, however many, we did probably, 15, 20 minutes, guys? I don't know how long it was.
It was probably 2 or 3 minutes.
I don't know. You're just going to have to listen to it to hear it later, because it was so good.
Okay. I can't wait.
I think
I'm imagining what it was
Mm-hmm.
you probably talking about how good it was. That's probably what it was.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess I guess if you really want to make predictions about things, does it work when I'm away from the microphone? Is it better when I talk into the microphone? I don't really understand how this works.
You know, I feel like it's pretty common knowledge that it's just better to talk into a microphone if you're doing a podcast.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it your way. I mean, I don't want to argue with you, Craig. If you want me to do it your way, if it makes you happy, then I will do it your way.
Okay.
I'm just trying to avoid conflict.
It sounds a little passive aggressive the way that you are responding to this.
Speaking of passive aggressive, how was your weekend?
It really had nothing to do with being passive aggressive. My weekend, it was pretty good.
Okay. Maybe I should rephrase that. Oh, we all are dying to know how your weekend is. Why don't you tell us that? Is that more passive aggressive?
That was.
I don't really know.
That was more aggressive.
So how if I was going to ask you about your weekend,
more sarcastic
in a passive aggressive way, how would I do it?
Probably how was your weekend? Like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take that question, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it.
Okay.
Fine. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had a good weekend, huh? Okay.
I did.
That's great.
Thank you for your concern.
That's great.
Thank you.
Oh
man, you know what? It's
wow,
just nice.
I'm so
it's just nice
glad
to hear
when
you.
your weekend goes so well.
Well, that's really sweet of you. I appreciate that, because you know what? It's just nice that you're concerned about me. You're looking after me, and I appreciate that, and that's why we have such a good relationship. Craig Benzine, everybody.
Yeah.
Craig Benzine's here.
I don't know if that really is passive aggressive. That might just be sarcastic. I don't know. Passive aggressive might be no, I can't think of it. Greg.
You know what? I don't like aggressive people. I just prefer passive. I think everybody should just be passive, and then that would just everybody get along really, really well.
But then nothing would get done, Greg.
I don't know. Things getting done, that's overrated. Do you ever have like a list of
it is
things to
kinda.
do in your home? You're like things you have to fix like in your home, and you're like, I better get around to those things. And then finally, after like a couple of months, you're like, well, now the list is piling up. I got to do those things. And then you do the things, and then what happens? Well, then you don't have anything else to do. So what's the point?
Wait, I think you changed your point while you were talking. I thought your point was we don't have to do things.
No, I'm saying that once you do them, they're done. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a different point. But
you ever notice that once you do something, it's done? You ever notice that? Unless you have to do it again later?
Yeah, often I do something and I still have to keep doing it.
It was like
Like, that's
breathing.
most-
Did you guys know that oxygen is free and it's in the air all around you, and you guys can breathe it in and out of your lungs, and it helps you survive? Isn't that amazing? The things
free
you learn on this podcast.
It's free for now, but we'll see.
That's true. You never really know.
Yeah. Greg,
Yes, Craig.
you hit on a point that I like though. We don't have to do things. Why do we have to do so many things?
Well, every
Like-
once in a while, listen. I live in a neighborhood filled with, as you know, there's like 10, 20, $30 million houses in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood. You know, our
Yeah.
house is like probably right in the middle of that, 15, 17 million.
Okay,
and
I think
so
you're
I walk around.
You're exaggerating. You're
I
inflating
haven't-
the numbers here.
I
a little
haven't
bit,
checked how much the houses are worth, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming
Sure.
that they're probably
Sure.
worth that because of inflation. So
They
anyway,
are nice homes, but I don't know that they're that nice.
So
Yeah,
I walk
okay.
around in these multi-million dollar homes in this
Oh,
neighborhood.
you just walk around in them?
I
You-
walk around, I explore the different houses when people
Yeah.
aren't home and they're off at work and stuff. And let me just tell you something.
Wait.
Some people
You're,
put
you're
a-
breaking into houses?
I do a little bit. Listen, let me just tell you. Let me make my
That's-
point.
Greg,
Some
Greg, you're
people-
breaking into homes.
Yes.
Greg.
Listen to my point, though. Some people take.
I feel like you're burying the lead here.
Some people take very good care of their homes, and there are a lot of good stealable things there. And other people,
Okay. Stealable is a weird
people
choice
do
of words.
not,
Yeah.
do not take very good care of their homes. You know, sometimes you'll walk past a house in a neighborhood, and like all the grass will be overgrown, and then the paint is peeling off the house, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
boy, that house looks like it's been vacant for like 20 years. And then you find out there's just like some old lady living there, and she's, what's the word? Incapable, infirm. She's inescapable. She's inescapable.
Inescapable, yeah. Old
And
ladies can
this-
be inescapable.
There'd be like
yeah.
an inescapable old lady living in that house.
Yeah,
and you know, some people just don't. So I guess you do have a choice. You can take care of your home, or you don't have to. Is all I'm saying.
So that's your point you're making?
I don't like to make points.
Okay, yeah, that seems kind of obvious. So you'll see a home that's like run down, and you'll go in and you'll see an old lady in there. That happens often.
Sometimes there'll be an old lady in there, and let me tell you something. Old lady, you think that old ladies, you think of them as so nice and quiet and stuff. They can scream. Let me tell you something. Can they scream? They got some loud screams, those old
Sure,
ladies.
sure,
Especially when you catch them by surprise.
Speaking of, have you seen the movie Thelma?
I have not seen the movie Thelma, but I do plan on watching it soon.
Okay, just ever since I just mentioned it right now?
No,
Or-
you've mentioned it before, and I actually have it ready to go. I'm ready to watch it.
It is great. It is a great movie, and it is about
I'm excited.
old ladies and old people in general.
Yeah,
you know,
old-
fighting back.
Old
fighting
ladies,
back.
Old ladies like to fight back. Old ladies be screaming.
Yeah, sure. Old ladies. You should make a T-shirt. Old ladies be screaming.
Sometimes old ladies be screaming. You know, that's just what old ladies are like. Sometimes they be screaming. So I gotta share something with you and the viewers that I think that you'll all really enjoy. You know, Mickey Dolenz. I'm sure everybody knows who Mickey Dolenz is. He's the last remaining monkey who's alive of the four. They used to be called the Monkees, but now he's touring. And I
So
noticed
it's the
that
monkey now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I noticed that on the
yeah.
ad, it just says Mickey Dolenz live, Mickey Dolenz tickets. So I added
Mm-hmm.
a little graphic. I want to share this with everybody right here. I just added a graphic that just says the monkey. Mickey
Okay.
Dolenz tickets, the monkey. I just put the
You
monkey
added the
on there.
graphic to this advertisement?
I did. I added a graphic that just says the monkey because I like
No.
that he'd be touring as the monkey. And
That
I just
is-
want to. He's coming up, Los Angeles. coming up and
Yeah.
going to perform the monkey. And I sent that over to SeatGeek, who keeps advertising on Facebook, and they said that they would go ahead and that would be the new official graphic.
I don't think they're going to do that.
They said
I
they
don't think-
would.
They're just going to go ahead and change the whole ad campaign.
Yeah. Solomon
For-
over at
because of
SeatGeek
your one random
told me.
idea.
Solomon and Melissa, two people who work over at SeatGeek, told me they ran it by Dolores,
And
they
would
all
there be
said,
maybe some legal issues there?
Nope.
Because I'm assuming
"No, that's not what
assuming,
Solomon
like,
and
he's-
Melissa and Dolores
he's
said."
planning to take all of the money for this tour
And
for the show.
Barbarian Jackson is another
Now,
guy
if he
who
puts-
works there. Is gonna,
if he advertises it as one of the monkeys,
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to have to share with whatever collective fund for all of the monkeys there is.
how do you know there's a collective fund for the monkeys? How do you know?
I'm
that?
assuming.
Well, you know,
or the
when you
families
assume
of
when
the
you
other
assume,
members.
you make an ass out of Ume.
Yeah.
No, you make
We've
an
talked
ass
about
before
this.
before Ume. Ass before Ume, except after C.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's how the
now
old-
we're wow.
The old
Okay,
expression goes.
you're having a brain explosion right now.
This water's delicious. Do you ever drink water? It's so good.
Yeah, I'm drinking water mixed with coffee.
By the way, guys, I don't know if you know this. Water is absolutely free. You get it in your home. It comes out of a faucet. You don't have to pay a penny for it. It is absolutely free. Drink as much as you like.
Depending on where you live, you might want to filter it, though.
I don't know, though. I spent a few weeks recently in this beautiful town, Flint, Michigan, and their water is delicious.
Well, it might be better now. Hopefully they.
I don't think
they
it
have
is.
solved-
If anybody's
Really?
listening from Flint, I feel for you guys. I don't think that your water is safe.
Jeez.
I don't think that they ever fixed that issue in Flint, Michigan. By the way,
Have you seen the movie Dark Water? That's a great movie.
No, I
Did
haven't.
we talk
I
about
haven't.
that already
Is
on
that
this
the one?
podcast?
Is that the one with the shark and it's got big jaws and it bites people and attacks the lady and Roy Scheider's
that-
like, look out, there's a big shark.
That's called Jaws. You said Jaws.
Yeah, the shark has big jaws, and it swims around in the dark water.
That's probably why it's called Jaws.
Okay, that'd be a better name than dark water because dark
You know
water is
what?
like, well, what's in the water?
I've never considered the name of the movie Jaws before. I've never thought about how great of a name that is.
It's a really good name.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Because they could have called it Shark. They could have
Yeah.
called it Killer
Yeah.
Shark.
And it was a big one. They could have called it
Yeah.
Big Shark. I feel like if Tommy Wiseau made a movie that's
Yeah.
like Jaws, he'd just call it Big Shark.
Big
and
Shark.
he did. The latest Tommy Wiseau movie is called Big Shark, and I'm so
Oh,
excited
really?
to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just made that happen? You just manifested that? Is that what you did?
Actually, I didn't. That is actually the name, and this is not a joke. This is one of the only times I'm serious on this podcast. Tommy Wiseau has released a new movie, and it's called Big Shark. I think it's only available in theaters right now.
Thank you for being so serious and genuine and sharing your truth just now.
I'm so serious. But we
Okay.
do. Speaking of food and beverages and things, there's some great news in the news. Did you read the news from the Food and Drug Administration?
That could mean a lot of things, I think. couldn't it?
The FDA, which stands for the Food and Drug Administration, it's not FADA. It's
Which
just
would be
FDA.
yeah, they kind of skip the and.
They
when
skipped
do
the
that.
and. They just called it the FDA. That's what they had a
Food
big
Drug
meeting about
Administration.
it. They're like, should we
Yeah.
call it the FADA? And then someone raised their hand. I think it was Billy, and they're like, Billy, and he's always sits in the back. I'm like, Billy,
Okay.
what's up? And you go, what if we take out the A for and just like
What's
we can
Billy's
just-
backstory?
Well, Billy's grandfather used to work at the Food and Drug Administration, and he got
Okay.
him a job in the mailroom. And
What did his father do? What did
I don't. His father died before Billy was born, and so did.
Oh, my
so did-
God.
Yeah, so did Billy's mother. She died like a month before he was born.
how did they both?
Yeah,
Both
yeah,
of
they,
them.
They
How?
both died in a horrible balloon accident.
Like a hot air balloon or like
no, just a regular balloon that you blow up.
I don't know how could you die
That's
from
what
that?
they said after they died. They're like, I don't know how that could have happened, but it did.
So they were talking dead people?
No, when they went to heaven and they went to the pearly gates, and they
Okay,
met and
how
they
do
met
you
Elvis.
know that?
And
How
Elvis
did you
is
hear
like
about that?
Elvis is at the pearly gates. And, hey man, welcome to heaven, man. Say man, how'd you guys die? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We just blown up a balloon. Now we're dead.
So Elvis sits around at the pearly gates wondering
yeah.
how people died. He just is interested in how people died.
Yeah, of course he is, because it's fascinating to hear how people die, especially once you're over at the pearly gates and everything. And by the way, they call them the pearly gates. They are not pearly. There's nothing pearly about them. There's no pearls on them. They don't sparkle.
Okay.
They don't shine. They're just
They
these
don't?
old rusted gates. You know,
Really?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
would they?
because they've been there for hundreds of years.
Don't you think they would be well maintained, being
They tried
being
for a
heaven
while.
and all?
They tried for a while, but apparently they oxidize. Whatever the air is like in heaven, it oxidizes the metal of the gate. I don't really understand.
Air
all the-
would be necessary in heaven. You know,
Look,
as
I don't understand
understand
the
it.
detail. Look, I've never been
Yeah.
there. I'm just telling you the facts. These are facts, and you can't dispute
If
them.
you've never been there, no one has and reported back. So how do you know these things?
I just read all about it. So so let's just
Okay.
move on.
Okay,
Anyway,
sure.
the FDA, which stands for
Yeah.
Food Drug Administration, has just announced that sugar is healthy for you, and you can have as much desserts as you want. You can eat nothing but desserts for the rest of your life, and you will live a very long, healthy life. That's what they just announced.
Seems like a very big reversal.
They made a mistake. Remember when they said that eggs were bad for you, and they're like, "Nah, it's okay. You go ahead and eat eggs. Eggs are pretty good." They just did the
Sure.
same thing with sugar and desserts.
But this seems like more than one mistake. This seems like years and years
Yes.
of studies
Yes,
and
but
evidence.
What they realized is
Yeah.
that sugar grows naturally in the ground, and they're like, "Hey,
Sure.
so does like lettuce, for instance, and anything that grows naturally has got to be good for you. It grows in the ground naturally."
Was the FDA just recently taken over by hippies or
No,
or
they
what?
were taken over by the Sugar Corporation of America, and so
okay.
And
All right.
the Sugar and Tobacco Corporation, and the Tobacco Corporation has pointed out tobacco grows naturally in the ground, and it's
True.
good for you
True. Mm-hmm. Now,
as long as you
Yeah.
don't smoke it.
okay, so you can have it.
or ingest it in any way.
Okay, so it sounds like big tobacco still has to work on convincing people. But
Can we talk about something real quick?
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to whatever bullshit you wanted to say. So, do you know when people like use chewing tobacco and they put it in their lip and they got this big lip thing that's full of chewing tobacco, and then all of a sudden they get lip cancer and they have to have like part of their mouth removed because they have lip cancer, and they're like,
Sure.
I didn't see that coming. And they got cancer in their gums and in their lip, and it's all just cut out. Well, you know what I think? I think that they probably could have guessed that they would have gotten cancer from having tobacco in their mouth like that.
do they say, I didn't see that coming?
I didn't see that coming.
But
when they say it, it sounds more like this. I didn't see that coming.
I'm not sure that they say that. I
They do.
didn't see that coming.
There you go.
I think,
Whoopsie doodles. That's usually what they say. Whoopsie doodles.
yeah.
But I had to pull my lip down in order for you guys to actually hear how it would sound.
But the thing is, that doesn't happen to everybody.
It does.
So,
Every single person.
every single person that puts chew in their mouth?
Whether they put chew in their mouth or not, it's going to happen to everybody eventually.
I mean, I guess on a long enough time scale, if you live long enough,
Eventually.
I suppose.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't understand why people say I want to live forever. Well, you live forever. You won't have any of your body left. You just be like a brain in a jar. Your body is going to fail.
I think when people say they live forever, they're assuming their body isn't going to fail. They're
So they're
assuming-
like, yay, my body's not going to fail, and I get to stay alive forever and just watch all the people that I love die. Yay for me. It's going to be great. I don't think people think it through. I don't think they
you'll
think
make
of
new
that.
friends. You'll make new friends.
Yeah, sure, but but then every time you make new friends, you're like, well, I guess I have a new friend now. I guess I'll just watch that person die in about 50 years. And then I'll live a millennia.
So is that what you think every time you make a new friend? Do you think like, well, I'm going to watch this person die eventually?
No. I think, gosh, hope I die before all these people.
Oh, so
That's what
I hope I die. I hope I die early. Is that what you
Well,
think?
I don't really want to die
Yeah.
early. I want for everybody
Yeah.
to live a long, long time, and I want for me to live a long time. But then I want to die first. I want to die like a week before everybody else dies.
Don't you think that's kind of selfish?
A little bit, yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I like happiness. I don't like sadness. That's the kind of guy I am. I just like happiness.
Yeah, but does life come with sadness? How do we avoid the
God,
sadness?
that is a really good question, Craig. And now we're just going deep on this episode, aren't we?
Is that the episode of how do we avoid the sadness? Is that the name
How
of this
to
episode?
avoid sadness is a great
No,
title.
I think it should be the sadness.
Okay, how to avoid the sadness. You got it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I've written it down. That is now the title of this episode because everybody wants to avoid the sadness.
Yeah.
I think
Do that.
I think step one to avoid the sadness: don't see any M. Night Shyamalan movies besides The Sixth Sense, because the rest of them will just make you sad. Even Unbreakable, you'll be enjoying Unbreakable, and then all of a sudden you get to the end and you'll be like, "Really? That's what you're going to do with this movie? That's what you're going to do?"
That's how I feel. It
and
was a
even
pretty good
Signs-
movie, but the ending was kind of and then
Yeah.
Signs
And
was
Signs-
the third. Yeah, the third one. The end of that pissed me off so much. I don't think I've watched a full M. Night Shyamalan movie since, except for Split, because everyone said that one was going to be good. I didn't like it that much.
No, it was not. I saw that on an
Yeah.
airplane, which, by the way, is the best way to watch a movie. If you ever are on an airplane, they have a little screen. It's about 4 inches, and the sound quality is not very good. And that is, I think, as all filmmakers intend for you to see their work. So
Yes.
you check that out, guys. That's the best way to see. Next time you feel like seeing a movie, book yourself a plane ticket. Fly across the country. Watch a movie.
Yeah,
It's free. It's free with your plane ticket.
That's true.
You want to save money? Get yourself a plane ticket.
I mean, if you no, Greg, that doesn't make any sense.
If you don't want to pay for movies, that's how you get free movies. I mean,
Hey,
I
you want some movie trivia right now? I'm going to give
Oh
you some
my
movie
god,
trivia.
I love movie trivia. Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm going to start saying the movie trivia, and then you're going to say, and now it's time for the Patreon only section or
I would
something.
never do that.
Okay, here goes. In the movie The Shawshank Redemption, Warden Norton often whistles what hymn song? There's no way to know. There's no way to know the answer to this. What hymn song, Greg?
I mean, if I had to guess, when I'm assuming you're putting me in a position where I do have to guess,
Yeah.
if I had to guess, I would say that now it's time for the Patreon only bonus
Okay.
section, starting now. This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast. And that's
Sure.
the end of the Patreon-only bonus section. We hope that you enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. They had a bonus joke, that you'll never hear on the non-Patreon
Did you say they
side.
had a bonus joke?
They did. They had a bonus joke. They
you
got
realize-
they got a bonus joke. They had one.
The
Is what
patrons
I mean.
got
the
one.
patrons.
Yeah.
They had a bonus.
I thought
joke
you were referring
available
to
them.
us in the past as they.
No, well, I mean, we were in the past. I mean, but now we're in the present. Oh, nope. Now
Right.
that when I just said that, now that's the past.
Oh,
that's what's
shoot.
confusing about the present versus the past.
Like, when is is there ever a present, or is it always
It's the
immediately
present right
past?
now. Not anymore. It's not.
No?
Nope, that's
No.
gone. You
I
know
mean,
what?
even-
I'm just looking forward to the future when we talk about bananas. That's going to be great.
So the thing about bananas.
Hey, look at that. It's the future. No, now it's the present.
Yeah, no,
now it's the
no.
past.
Mhm.
That's so
Yeah.
weird. Time is weird. I don't like it.
Yeah. We've been buying bananas, Greg,
Mm-hmm.
and Ada likes them green, but she likes them like very specific. They have to be a very specific green level, like not too green.
Not too green.
A
They
little
have to
green.
be like right before they're going to turn bright yellow.
Yeah. And then we'll buy a bunch, and then she might have one. She might not even like it at that time, and
Yeah.
then we will just have it. Well, they'll go bad.
Yeah.
Our bananas go bad.
And then
we
what do you
have
and then what do
trouble-
you do? You make banana bread?
We do make banana bread.
Yeah, that's what you do with bananas that go bad. Although we do two things. You can make
Yeah.
banana bread. You can also, when a banana starts to go bad, you can just chop it up into little pieces, put it in a little baggie, freeze it, and then it is ready for you whenever you want to make smoothies. And we make a lot of smoothies.
Well, good. Or you can throw it in the compost and forget it exists.
I guess you could, because at Trader Joe's, what are they, like 20 cents a piece? 25 cents? I mean, that's...
There are other grocery stores, Greg, besides Trader Joe's.
Are there? Are there, though? Seriously. Think about it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, let me think about it.
See? He's thinking now. See? He can't think of one.
Oh, yep, there are. There are other ones.
Okay,
yes.
I was wrong.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I was wrong. Yeah, you're right. There are other ones. And now we're going to do a little something different that I'm sure it's going to be really exciting for you guys. Craig is going to name 3 things that make him angry. Go, Craig. Number 1. And I mean genuinely angry, not joke angry. 3 things that really make you angry. Whatever you're doing during the day and in the evening, whatever it is.
Now,
3 things.
I don't want to go political, Greg.
You don't have to go political. You can have things that make you angry.
But those were the first things that came to mind.
Don't go political. This is not about politics,
I
We're trying to
know.
stay positive here, talking about things that make us angry.
Okay. Let's say... I can't... Greg, nothing else makes me angry besides
Come on.
politics.
Seriously? You're driving along and you're trying to go straight through an intersection and someone is to your right and then they make a left right in front of you and almost cause an accident, and that doesn't make you angry?
Okay, that makes me... There it is.
See?
That's one.
See, it's
that's
so
one.
easy. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
or like when you go to a restaurant and you're like, I'll have the chicken Kiev, and they're like, I'm sorry, sir, this is a pizza restaurant. We don't serve chicken Kiev here. And you'll be like, God damn it, I want chicken Kiev. And they're like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have any chicken. That doesn't make you angry?
No, because I don't think that's ever happened to me. Because
You should.
I will generally know. I'll look at a menu, or I'll be aware of the
Yeah.
restaurant I'm in, and I'll know the kind of food they have. And I
Okay.
don't think I've ever ordered chicken Kiev. I don't think I.
Okay, well,
ever
let me
have.
just tell you something. There's a pizza place that's right
Yeah.
around the corner from you. You ought to go there sometime. Ask for their chicken Kiev. It's off the menu, but they'll make it if you insist.
Okay.
And it is so good. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So that didn't make me angry.
So that's two.
So we got one. We got one.
That's
bad,
2 things.
Bad driving.
Good. So that's 2.
No, that's one.
Yeah, but you only think it's 1. But when you go and ask for the chicken Kiev at your local pizza restaurant, they're gonna say, "Sorry, sir, we don't make that. We don't even have any chicken here."
I thought of another one that makes me angry.
Please
Another
go
thing.
ahead.
Websites, almost all websites, it seems these days, where the ads update and then move the whole article you're reading.
Oh yeah, I don't
somewhere
like
else.
that. Oh, I get so angry. I just start screaming and I throw my computer out the window.
Okay.
Right out the window into the swimming pool. That's what I do.
So, how many computers do you generally buy a year?
And
would you say?
a day, probably 14 to 17 new computers a day.
Jeez, you can't afford that, Greg. I don't think
So
you can
far I
afford
can.
that. I mean, I don't know your
I haven't-
finances, but
I haven't gotten my my Visa bill yet. I've just been charging them.
Okay, so
I have
you
them
can't
delivered
afford.
by the case.
You're deep in debt. You are
yeah,
deep in
yeah.
debt.
Every case of new computers has a dozen computers in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't gotten the bill yet. But so far, hadn't cost me anything. I just put in my credit card number. Bam, they show up.
Nice. Okay, another thing that makes me angry.
What's that?
My sleep.
What's wrong with your sleep?
Yeah. I wake up in the middle of the night all the time. I don't like it.
Yeah. You got to move to a place that has legal pot gummies.
But I don't like that either.
Yeah, but
I
that'll help you
wouldn't- I
sleep.
wouldn't. Man, I don't know that it would. I
Yeah,
don't think it would.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
See, we
I
both
don't
agree.
think
We both agree.
No.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sure.
That's great. Thank you for the 3 things that make you angry. This is very exciting.
Yeah. Now, what are your 3 things that make you angry?
Oh, when Craig drinks coffee. Oh God, stop it.
Greg,
Huh?
that doesn't make you angry. Come on.
Well, you were
I
just
want
doing
another
it.
one.
Okay, and when Craig drinks coffee a second time after I've asked him to stop.
Oh.
No, stop it. You stop it, Craig. So angry. And then when he laughs at me, when I tell him what makes me angry, when he laughs at me, I hate that. Those are 3 things, and you're doing all of them. Stop
You're
it.
just naming things that are happening right now. That's all
I
you're
know.
doing.
I know. I get so angry at current events.
Like very current, like right in front of you.
Yeah, they have to be
Yeah.
extremely current events. It can't be
Okay.
like, oh, did you hear about what just happened last week? No, it's not current.
No, you'll be like, oh, that sounds nice. That doesn't make me angry.
That sounds great. And you're like,
Yeah.
really? All those people died and that sounds great? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know those people.
That was a while ago. So
Let me ask you something. I don't mean to listen. You know, I feel bad about all the bad things that happen in the world, but when it comes down to it, when you read about something horrible that happened on the other side of the world, how bad do you really feel? Be honest with me.
I feel pretty bad. I
Yeah.
think I do. It depends on the thing, but it depends on how bad. Like, footage of say the a tsunami, the Japanese tsunami from a few years ago. How long ago? 10 years ago?
Yeah, me too. I feel terrible for those people.
Yeah. See?
Man. I don't feel
Sorry,
like we're avoiding
I really
the
brought
sadness.
it down.
I don't feel like we're avoiding the sadness. I think what we're doing is
No.
we're kind
Yeah.
of like doubling down into the sadness. And I feel like that's the opposite of what we're trying to do in this episode, because we're trying to show people how to avoid the sadness.
Yeah. So how do we avoid it? How do we do that?
I guess you just
Denial,
I
lie
guess
to yourself.
when you're driving down the road and it come to a
Yeah.
fork in the road. You know when you come to a fork in the road and there's a sign and it says happiness to the left, sadness to the right?
No, I
Go
don't
left.
know.
Go left.
don't.
Always go left.
That's
When it
that's not
says
a thing
happiness to the left,
yeah.
but then you
You're
find
describing-
out that like Wile E. Coyote was there and he flipped the sign around, and so the
Oh.
arrow's in the opposite direction.
Wait, so the advice you're giving is wrong then?
Well, you just have to make sure that the sign is the way that it's supposed to be. Get out.
Even even
park
in this
your car.
hypothetical that doesn't happen, you're giving the wrong advice. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
one of the things that makes me angry. That's one of the three things right there that makes me angry.
Giving the wrong advice?
Yeah, I hate that.
Okay.
I hate
Okay.
that.
Then when you give the wrong advice.
Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't care for that at all.
Okay. So what's that? What's another way to avoid sadness then?
Yeah. Great.
No, man, that was a
Huh?
question.
Is a
That was
question? I thought you were just saying a thing. That's a question.
Did you have those gummies before this?
I did not. I did not.
Okay.
No. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, Craig. Do you remember when we used to be nostalgic? Man, those were the days, huh?
That's what we're doing right now, I guess.
Yeah. I really miss when we used to have all that nostalgia. That's what I miss. That's
which
what
we have.
I think about that a lot, and I miss.
Which
I
we
miss
have
those
now.
days.
Yes. Yeah.
Man. Mm-hmm. But I feel
you
like,
see-
huh?
Yeah. No, go on.
No, you go ahead.
You want to talk more about nostalgia?
Nah,
Or-
I'm done. I feel like that.
You're not
bit's-
nostalgic
that bit's
anymore?
Done. No, it's just a little bit, a little clever bit that I did. Very clever.
Have you watched the show Slow Horses?
No, I haven't, but I've heard it's really good. Have you been watching that?
I thought it was going to be a comedy a while ago, so I started it.
Yeah.
And like, wait a second, this isn't very funny. Then I stopped.
I bet the horses are pretty fast.
No, I mean metaphorically,
they're
they're,
slow
they're a
horses?
little slow.
So basically,
yeah.
it's about people who are always losing the horse races. That's what it's about. You're
not
like,
at all.
God damn it, we
No.
got to get new horses. That's the
I can't
whole
even
show.
I can't even think of an actual horse in the show.
Well, that's a ripoff. That's false advertising. If I
yeah,
were you,
yeah.
I would start one of those big legal claims against the show. What do they call them?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A mass tort?
A mass tort. Yes.
Maybe they call it a mass tort. Start a mass tort against against the show and say like, I tuned in to see some horses moving very slowly and there weren't any, so I had to go onto YouTube and watch Budweiser commercials.
Sure.
I had to watch Budweiser Super Bowl commercials.
So have you ever read To Kill a Mockingbird? Were you like angry about the not killing of mockingbirds?
There wasn't a
in that?
single mockingbird in there that got
Yeah.
murdered, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, I would have been happy even if they just maimed a mockingbird. You know,
Yeah.
just so they just made it, just maybe broke off one of its legs. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
And now tell me, now tell me how you felt when you tried to read Moby Dick. Tell me.
There wasn't anything about his dick, and I've listened to a lot of music by Moby, and
Yeah.
I was looking forward to reading all about that man's dick. There wasn't a single thing about Moby's dick in there.
Sure. Yeah. Now, listen. I tried to watch the show, and and I was like, nah. And then
What, Slow
that was like a
Horses?
year ago.
Slow Horses,
yeah,
you
like
know?
a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now I tried it like a few days ago, and I couldn't stop. It's so good. It's a really good show.
So first, you just weren't in the right frame of mind. That happens sometimes.
Yeah. And also, I don't think I was using subtitles because it's very British.
Oh, is it?
So I
Okay.
had to, so I had
Yeah.
to use subtitles.
Well, you have to, because if you don't speak that
Yeah.
language, you don't know what they're saying. I mean,
Sure.
you have to have it translated.
I normally do not use subtitles. I don't like using subtitles unless I don't know the language. If it's British, I don't usually need subtitles. But this show, there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of plot being thrown at you real quick, real quick like.
Yeah.
So I needed the
You know
subtitles.
what's cool about that is, let's say you're watching that show, and then all of a sudden one character comes on and they say something very British, like "Hello, governor," and then
Sure, like,
on the screen
they-
it'll say
they all said that. They
it'll
have all
say-
said that.
It'll say "Hello, comma governor."
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
which is great because they're saying hi to the governor.
That's
which is
like
great.
half the dialogue of the show. It's like, hello, governor.
Oh, hello, governor.
They really don't edit out the greetings that they give when they begin a conversation.
I wish there was a show that was like a really good show, except they had a lot of unnecessary greetings, and also they took all the time that people usually take to say goodbye at the end of a phone
Oh,
call,
yeah.
because normally people
Okay.
just hang up the phone on TV shows, and they do not cut out all the bathroom breaks that the characters take. You see
So,
all
like,
the characters peeing and shitting in every episode, because that's something
they-
you never see in shows.
So they're on the phone. They're like, yeah, all right, I got to go. Yeah, okay. Nice talking to you. Okay, yeah. It was great. Yeah, great to see you. Great to see you. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do that thing next week. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Thursday should work fine.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Okay.
see you Thursday.
Yeah.
You
All
got
right,
it.
see you then.
All right.
Okay.
Love you too.
Yep.
All right, I don't know why I said that.
was
Sorry.
weird. Okay.
I know. Didn't mean to be weird. It just came out.
I barely know you.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Okay.
I said it again.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
no, please
okay,
don't.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta
Okay.
go. I love you.
Okay.
Ah, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stop it. Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna hang
Bye-bye.
up
Love
now.
you.
Okay. Bye. What? What'd you say? Did you say something?
And I've already hung up. Don't you hate when you're on the phone with customer service and you forget you had such a nice experience with them, you forget that you don't love them, and you end the phone call by
No.
saying "I love you," and they're like, "What, sir?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Love you," and you say it
I
like
know.
a second and a third time.
No, that never happens.
So embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. Oh, that's one of the three things that makes me angry.
That would be. Wait, you saying "I love you"?
No,
It
the fact
makes
that
you
they
angry?
don't say "I love you" back, because it should be mutual. You know what I mean? It should be like a mutual exchange of love.
You can't just declare that love is mutual. You can't do that.
Can you declare that love is
I
blind?
mean, there are a lot of politicians that want to tell you who and what to love.
Yeah, that's true.
But
can you at least say that love is blind? Because I don't know if you've ever seen love driving a car, but it cannot. I mean, it's not safe. If love is driving a car, that car is going to crash into a tree or something, or another car.
Sure.
Heaven
Yeah.
forbid, as my mom used
Yeah.
to say. Heaven forbid.
you know, people speak in metaphors. You know, love is blind does not like actually mean that you can't see. That doesn't mean like you can't physically use your
I think
eyes.
it does. I think it actually does. I think that if
I mean, in the
if
case
love
of
were
the
driving
show,
yeah,
the show Love is Blind, I think that has something to do with blindness.
there's a show.
But,
There's a show called Love Is Blind,
there is.
and who's that? By the same people who made Slow Horses.
No, absolutely not. I've never seen the show Love is Blind, but it is one of those reality shows.
Oh, and that's,
it's
I wouldn't watch it either.
It is made in the UK.
What? You don't have to. You don't have to spell for me. I know how to spell uck.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, it's made in the UK. There might be an American version of it. I'm not sure, but Love is Blind. What is it?
Okay, it's about
Maybe
blind
it
people
doesn't
who are in
have
love?
anything to do. It doesn't have anything to do with blindness.
Oh well, that's too bad. Well, you know what they should do? That whoever stars in that show, they should blind them, and that way it's it's not false advertising. So
Yeah,
speaking
sure.
of false advertising, I've been watching a program called Only Murders in the Building. And,
Oh yes, me too.
Yeah, and you know what? Kim and I, we watched that show. We're actually just we're about to finish season 3, and then we'll probably watch season 4 because my
Yes.
buddy Alan's in the first episode of season 4, so I got to see that.
Oh,
But she asked me, she said, "So what do you think about Only Murders in the Building?" And I said, "You know what? I think about what I've always felt about it in previous seasons because we watched the first 2 seasons, then we took a break. I think about what I always think about it. It's okay. It's fine.
yeah.
Like." There's nothing that's great about it, but it's nice to see Steve Martin and Martin Short together.
Occasionally, it's hilarious. Often, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's just I feel like they've been pushing the comedy a little harder in season 3, which is nice. They had some good moments.
Yeah.
It's great to see Meryl Streep. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's a very good actress.
Well, first of all, I have seen season 3, and I'm aware that she's in other things as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She did other stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did the thing where Sophie had to make a choice. I forget what that's called.
Yeah.
She did
Sophie's
the thing
choice.
where there were
Sophie's
two Kramers who were against each other in
Yeah.
a court of law. I forget what that's called.
Yeah. That's called Kramer versus Kramer. Sure.
Yeah. She did that one thing where she was in Africa and then she went out of it. I forget what
I
that's
believe
called.
that's called Out of Africa.
I don't really understand. I don't know the names
Yeah.
of these things because I don't have a good memory,
Well, I just told you them.
and I've forgotten them already. That's the thing about my
and
memory.
the way you describe them is just by taking the words from the titles. So I feel like you know the names of them.
Okay. Do you remember that one where she was on the edge and she kept sending postcards from there? What was that? What was that one called?
Postcards from the Edge? Sure, yes.
Yeah, that's all I remember about it. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah. I've never seen that one actually.
She's done a bunch of good movies.
yeah,
she's very good.
I don't think you're going out on a limb by saying that Meryl Streep is.
I hope that one of these days
very
she
good.
is recognized for her work because there
Again?
aren't a
You
lot.
want her to be
There aren't a lot of
recognized
people
again?
who
Yeah.
are elderly like her who can act and are recognized for the good work that they're doing. She's an elderly woman, and
Sure. She wasn't always
and it
elderly,
would be. I think she was. I'm pretty sure she was.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, people should be like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Meryl Streep was so good, like in The Godfather. She's so good in The Godfather, Streetcar Named Desire. Like, there's so many classic movies. North by Northwest.
She wasn't
It's
in
a
those.
Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
done so many good classic movies.
She has done good classic movies, but not those. No. Have you seen? What else we got? Oh, we got Death Becomes Her. Not a great movie.
I had a good time in Death Becomes Her. It's a very silly movie. I mean, it goes off the rails
Yeah.
by the end, but it's a very silly movie, and I did enjoy that. Of course, I haven't seen it since it came out, and that was back in like in 1960, 61, 62.
I think
So,
it was
I forget.
the late 80s or the early 90s.
Whatever. I mean, I'm very close.
Yeah.
My estimate
Sure.
and guess is super close.
Sure.
You know, in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of
1992.
of the
Actually, I
in the
looked it up,
grand
so.
scheme of the world and
Sure.
the history of this planet. I mean, it's like a blip. You can't even
I mean,
tell the difference between 1961 and
in that
1992.
context, like years don't matter at all.
Yeah.
We don't.
I
yeah.
mean, when you think about it, Craig, you and I, people are going to be listening to this podcast 50 years from now, and you and I will both be dead.
Okay. Do you think someone will be listening to this?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody, it will be required listening.
It would be amazing if this even were still available
Yeah.
somewhere.
But we will both be dead in 50 years. How old are you now? What are you, 107? How old are you now?
I don't remember.
Okay. Anyway,
43. I'm
40
about to turn 44.
Yeah, there's no way you'll live another 50 years. So, not with that
I
beard.
could.
Nope. Not with that beard.
What's the beard have to do with it?
I don't know. It's just, no, I'm not a doctor. So, so one of these days, we're both going to be gone. People are still going to be listening to this, and they'll be like, time is weird. These guys are right. Time is a bizarre thing. And now, look, they're gone. And yet we carry on. And then one day we'll be gone.
That sounded like a Trump speech, what you just said. That sounded like something he would say.
Don't you dare compare my speeches.
All right. Okay.
Don't get
Yeah, one day we
political on
will
me.
die, Greg. Is that your point?
I sure hope we do. I don't know who wants to live forever. I feel like I know we've never talked about this before, but I feel
Sure.
like whoever says that they want to live forever, they're not really thinking that through.
Okay, we talked about that earlier this episode.
I don't have a good memory. I don't remember a lot of that stuff.
Because you're getting older. Is that why?
I guess so.
The themes of this episode are sadness and death. That's the themes of this.
So
this
we should
episode.
talk about how to avoid the sadness. Listen, we only have
Yeah.
like just a couple minutes left in this podcast. So I feel like people have tuned in because they want to know how to avoid the sadness. We haven't told them how to avoid the sadness, so we need to tell them how to avoid the sadness. So go on and tell them how to avoid the sadness, Craig.
Just smile more.
Smile
Just
more, everybody.
Force a smile and force laughter. Force it.
Yeah, if you force yourself to smile and laugh, at first it's going to feel weird, and you're like, this is not working, and then you'll keep doing it, and then the laughs and the smiles will become real, and then before you know it, you'll be like, oh my God, my life is amazing.
Or-
life in general is the best thing in the world.
or it'll never work and you'll just get exhausted. But then you can go to bed.
And who doesn't like a nice nap?
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. My name is Greg Benson.
My name is Craig Benzine, and I'm forcing a smile and laughter right now.
I'm talking about lettuce.
I need a nap.
I'm talking about